Okay, today we're going to do SAT rules questions. And these are my favorite types of questions because if you know the formula, if you know what they're trying to do, you can get these questions right every time and you can answer them very quickly. And if you're answering these questions very quickly and correctly, you're saving tons of time that you need for the reading comprehension questions. So this is a game changer. If you understand how to do the rules questions correctly, you most likely will get a very, very good score. All right, so let's get to it. And today we're going to focus specifically on complete sentences. And this will show up. Hey, are you going to take the SAT? Why not get an edge? You're competing against everyone else who's taking the test. And they are studying, they are preparing. And guess what? If you're not getting the score you want, it's not because you're not smart enough to get a high score. It's because you don't know the specific strategies for this specific test. If you really want to get an edge and get that higher score to get into the university of your dreams, come check me out on Fiverr. Doc English. I'm offering a 12-lesson course that will prepare you for this test and you will have a huge advantage. Check it out. So, like always, we've got to start with the question. Always read the question first so you know which question type you're dealing with. Each question type has a different strategy that needs to be applied. So here it is. Which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of standard English? Get used to that question. You're going to see it 4 to 5 times on each module. It's always the same. So you don't even always have to read this. As soon as you see that text, you know it's going to say the same thing. And the first thing you want to do is to look down at your answer options and take a look at what's changing. It's either going to be punctuation or it's going to be grammar. So let's take a look at our answer options, A, B, C, and D. And what's changing here? Ding, ding, ding. If you said punctuation, you're correct. The words are exactly the same. It's ran, fast, during. But how are we going to separate these words to make the sentence correct? This confuses a lot of people because they don't know the tricks. All right, so here's another hint on these. You can do them really quickly and you don't need to read any text that's unnecessary. For the rules-based questions, when it says which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of standard English, generally, not always, but generally, you only need to read in between the two full stops in which the blank space is located. What does that mean? In this case, we don't even need to read that first sentence. And time is important. You want to save as much time as you possibly can on this test. So don't even read that unless you need to later. So let's take a look. Defying all odds, Rudolph didn't just walk. She ran fast during the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome. She won both the 100 and 200 meter dashes and clinched first place for her team in the 4x100 meter relay, becoming the first U.S. woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympic. Blah, 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 blah. Right off the bat, I know there's a problem here. That is like a paragraph. Not quite a paragraph, but it's too long to be a sentence. We're going to have to separate those at some point with correct punctuation. A complete sentence on the SAT has a subject and a verb. A subject is the person, place, or thing that the sentence is about. In this case, Rudolph, Wilma Rudolph. And then the verb is what she did. So Rudolph didn't just walk, she ran. That's a sentence. Subject, Rudolph. My verb in this case is walk. She didn't just walk, she ran. Okay, it's a complete thought. Down here, I have another subject and a verb. She won. Subject, she. Pronouns can be a subject. Won. Okay, I've got two sentences here. They need to be separated. So, could I say Rudolph didn't just walk, she ran, dash, fast, dashed during the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome? Absolutely not. Okay, we could say Rudolph didn't just walk, she ran fast, period. During the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, she won, blah, 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 blah. It's not conventional to use another dash to mark the boundary between sentences. The dashes are just used to separate extra information. All right, so A can't be the answer. What about B? Rudolph didn't just walk, she ran fast during. That doesn't give me any punctuation, which would separate a sentence, and that creates a run-on sentence. A lot of these teenage kids today in high schools in the US and around the world, you don't know how to separate sentences. You're writing run-on sentences, and that if you don't understand this, you're going to get crushed by the SAT. If you have a subject and a verb, they need to be separated by proper punctuation. That would be a run-on. It's not the correct answer. Then let's look at option C. Rudolph didn't just walk, she ran dash fast, comma, during the 1960 and blah, 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 blah. That's a comma splice. A comma without a conjunction, fanboys, for, and, nor, but, yet, so. A comma without one of the fanboys cannot be used to connect two complete sentences. Never. And the SAT will test that. I guarantee it. So that only leaves one answer, which is D, which is the correct answer because it puts a period right here. Rudolph didn't just walk, she ran fast, period. During the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, blah, 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 blah. The period is used correctly to mark the boundary between one sentence and the other. This will come up, I guarantee it. If you like today's video, be sure to click that like button. It helps out this channel a lot as we get growing. I really want to help you guys get a better score on this SAT. The kids that have the proper prep, they have the teachers, the right teachers who show them the right tricks are going to get high scores and they're going to get into the best schools. I want all of you to have that opportunity to understand the tricks that are necessary in order to get a high score on the SAT so that you can go on and have a bright future. If you like that, leave a like on this video, share it, subscribe, join me. I'm going to be posting videos every day on the SAT reading and writing so that you can understand what it takes to get the score you need. Thanks a lot.